Okay. All right. We'll move on to let's talk about the Iran Wales game. Stick with the group. That was one of the most sorry performances I've seen from a team in this World Cup so far by Wales. That was complete and utter disappointment. The amount of times the commentators were even talking about it, how this team there was no link between the defense and the attack. The midfield were in shambles. The amount of times I heard Ramsey talk about Aaron Ramsey kicking the ball too far or out of bounds was so sad. They couldn't get anything going. Iran hit the post like twice in a matter of like a minute and should have scored those. Oh my god, it was so disappointing for Wales. And as an American, I'm disappointed because I feel like if we played this Wales team, we would have killed them. Why didn't we get this Wales team? And I don't know. I don't know what the manager's doing. I don't know what he switched around. If he just kept the team in the exact same way that he did in the second half of the first game, they would have been fine.
Yeah.
But complete shambles. No, it seemed like no communication. The defense was tired by the end. There was just nothing happening. Also, keeper got a red card, which is big, rightfully so. I mean, he had to put himself on the line for it, and he did, right? Which brings it into a okay. I'll get to this afterwards, but Iran scores two in the final minutes of the game, which they deserve. It was a great goal to take the lead. And deserved. If Iran walks away with a draw there, oh my god, that would have been so disappointing for Iran. That would have been so disappointing. This was passionate for me. I was sitting in my bed at 3:45 in the morning, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Iran definitely deserved the win. Puts the entire group. It makes it a little more interesting. Makes the game on Tuesday against the USA very interesting. One complaint I have about Wales, they're playing I think Wayne Hennessy in goal, who's the backup at Crystal Palace, I think, I believe, and they're not playing. What's his name? I can't even think of his name. The goalkeeper that came on when he came off, but he's a starter for Leicester since Kasper Schmeichel left. Why are you starting Wayne Hennessy?
Oh, Danny
And
Ward. Yeah.
Danny Ward, thank you. And not to say that Hennessy's playing bad. He didn't play bad. He made a really good save at 60th, 70th minute to stop Iran from taking the lead. He hasn't been playing bad, but he did get the red card, and it just brings into question. Like I said, why are they not playing a keeper who's had more experience at the club level? Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was really interesting to think about.
Wayne Hennessy is actually playing for Nottingham Forest, by the way, just to clarify.
Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
Thank you. But still, it bugs me. For Wales, I'm not a Welsh fan, not a Welsh person, but if this is the first time in the World Cup in how many years? Decades. It's been decades. And you're putting on this performance, and it's like you don't have the quality, but they rely too much on certain things. Gareth Bale is not the player he once was. We know that. He's not even doing much in the MLS. Like Aaron Ramsey, he plays for Nice. He's been abysmal. At least that game, he was pretty terrible when he came off. It's just I feel bad. I feel bad for the Welsh fans because it lets them down, insanely.
Wales, okay, from what I understand from Wales, and like you said, I'm not a Welsh fan either, but they like to play a defensive game. They like to be structured, and when they break, then they rely on guys like Gareth Bale to make that moment count on the break, and really just kind of finish the game off in that instance. But they like to make sure that they're defensively solid first, which means, and I thought this was interesting, that this means two things. First thing is you got when you're not doing that well, especially when Bale is nearing the end of his career, and you don't have that game changer to really make it count and that quality, you're going to struggle big time. And especially when your midfield is, that we say, very, very poor, it's going to look horrible. And their defensive structure means that they have never conceded more than one goal in a World Cup match until that game. Now, admittedly, they hadn't been in the World Cup since 1960 something, so it's been a long time.
Right.
But my point is, they like to be structured, defensive first, and I saw the highlights. Wales had one good chance, like in the beginning, and that was it. And the rest of the game, Iran just counterattacked and attacked and just did everything they could, and then eventually got in the end. But yeah, it was like the way Wales are working, trying to do their thing. It relied heavily on Gareth Bale, for being honest.
Yeah,
it's not happening anymore.
He's not a player to rely on anymore. And It also brings into question on the selection choices of that game. Daniel James didn't start, which they so desperately needed someone quick to get the attack going and to get
Mhm.
past the defense, right? And everyone can catch up to him. Brennan Johnson keeps coming off the bench, who's a young talent, needs to be starting, in my opinion. They're so content with just sitting there and like standing still, and they need these players that are just going to literally blitz past the defense and just get through them, at least in some way, shape, or form. Um, yeah, I don't know. Overall, I'm just very disappointed in the Wales team. Happy as an American, but I don't know. You want them to do more. You think they can do more. They did good against USA in the second half, at least. Like they turned it
Mhm.
around. So
Yeah.
you thought there was gonna be something. And I not to give any not to not give any credit to Iran. Iran played a fantastic game. They played their game. They played passionately because a loss would have meant they're out. Um, but I think to me, Wales is a team that should be beating Iran, and they got absolutely demolished.